Hey, what is going on the YouTube? This is the Gaming Guy, and today I am bringing you to a collection video. Now this collection video, I'm trying to avoid showing anything, but this collection video is pretty much just going to have all of the clothing aspect of my collection. And yeah, I'm trying not to make this video too long because I want to cover things in a quick sort of pace, but also go into some detail on a couple of items that I like. But without further ado, we're just going to get straight into this. I have far too many pieces in my collection. I know by this point in time, as I'm looking at them now, I have way too much in my collection. I have more than one person needs to have. So at some point in time, I'll probably be clearing a couple of things out because I do just have a lot of stuff. But yeah, let's just get straight into this. Okay, so obviously by the thumbnail you had everything that you could possibly see, but now I'm just going to run through things, obviously kicking off with what I'm wearing being the White Castle tee, or the White Castle Premium tee, and then to match that I also obviously have the White Castle button up shirt, both of which I picked up off my brother. He got them both for just steal prices, because he's great at doing that. And yeah, I picked them up off him because the White Castle collaboration is one of my favourite. I really want a pair of the Vans, but I don't really know if I'll ever get a pair of them because the prices for my size are a bit up there. So yeah, so now all I'm going to do is go right to left, or for people watching it'll probably be left to right. And yeah, we're just going to go through everything and just go through things in a speedily fashion, but at the same time some things will have some detail. So first off, Menace to Society tee. I believe it's from 2014. I picked this up while I was waiting in an airport in Paris to come home to England, and yeah, it was a fair price, so I picked it up. MC Escher tee. This is probably one of my favourite pieces, or in my top 10 at least, that I have in my collection. I really do like the piece. It's got so many different aspects to it, and I think that the colourway is absolutely amazing. I'm also just a massive fan of any artist collaboration in general, so yeah, there'll be a couple of pieces like that. Next up, we have the Spring Summer 11 track jacket. I got this off Depop. The person thought it was from 2015, I think, but it's actually from 2011. And yeah, it needs a bit of a wash, but it's a cool piece for it to be 8 years old. Next up, we have the Taxi Driver tee. Robert De Niro, obviously, Taxi Driver. This is a grey size small. I picked this up off of eBay like 3 years ago now or something like that, and it's just stayed in my collection since I then got the Taxi Driver deck. And yeah, I don't know what it is about it, but I've just kept it in this. The condition is average. The print of himself is really good, but the box logo itself has faded quite a bit. But yeah, it might be quite stupid to keep it in a bag like this, but I just feel like it's a nice thing to do for this piece. Next up, we have the obvious heart tee. I don't really know why I picked this piece up, but for me it just felt like it looked quite cool. And yeah, it's from 2017. The price on this has gone up quite a bit compared to what I would have thought it would have done, but yeah, it's just stayed in my collection since. Next up, we have the Cards tee. Yeah, there isn't a lot to say about this piece. I really like the navy colorway in it, and the original piece is called the Cards Players. I believe it is by Paul Cézanne. So yeah, it's nice to have an art piece on it, and I think it's just a cool piece. I haven't worn it in quite a bit of time, but yeah, I like it in general. Next up, we have the Dynamite tee, obviously quite a recent pickup, still in the light pink colorway. I think it's a cool piece. I'm just going to keep it for an amount of time and see if it goes up, or I might end up like dead stocking it and just wearing it. Okay, next up we have the Sean Cliver Sugar Rush tee. This condition is actually quite decent on it. It is only a size medium, which is a bit disappointing because the week after I picked this up, somebody then listed a large for like £10 more or so than this. But overall, the price was pretty decent on it, and I will hang on to it till probably next year, of which then I'll probably be getting rid of it. Okay, let's go through some pieces together. We have the Sumo tee and the, oh, if it moves, we have the Joe Cool World Famous tee. Obviously, this piece I believe is now 11 years old. This piece is only a couple of years old in comparison, but I believe that the Sumo tee was the first time they've ever advertised something on a tee, or like advertised something different on a tee, and yeah, I've worn this tee to hell and I really like it. I did have a grey one at a point in time, but that is now gone, obviously. Okay, another two pieces we're going through. We're going for the Paisley and then we're going for the Gilbert and George collaboration. I don't know if I'm going to keep this piece or not. I do like long sleeves, however this one just doesn't feel as comfortable as fitting as the Killer long sleeve. But yeah, I like this piece in general, I like the artwork, but it's just how it fits. On the other hand, this piece I need to slim down for. It is a Paisley piece from 2011, I believe it is. And yeah, I got it for a fair price off of somebody, and I just really like the embroidery on it, and I'm just a fan of the piece. Next up we have the 2015 Christmas tee. Again, it was just a fair price off of Depop and I picked it up. It's quite clean in comparison to another one that I picked up which was more expensive, and I'll probably keep it until the Christmas time. I might wear it or sell it at that time or that point in time, but yeah, I like the piece to it. Obviously it's a bit different for a Christmas piece, but yeah, I like it. It's a nice little spell out across the front just saying Merry Christmas, and it's quite clean. Okay, next up we have the Buju Banton tee, or the photo tee in Heather Grey. Again, I'm just going to hold on to this and store it probably for a couple of years. In comparison, we have a piece that I was given for my birthday, for my 21st, from my brother, which is the Daniel Johnston, or a Daniel Johnston tee, which is called The Eternal Fight. This piece has a lot of meaning to me personally. If you don't know what the piece is, it is basically somebody fighting their demons inside their head. And yeah, I just really like the piece. I'm a fan of Daniel Johnston in general. This piece I believe was from Saru General, because you got a little sticker at the back. But yeah, I've kept it sealed like this until I'm going to wear it at like a special point in time or something. I prefer to keep it safe until that time comes. Okay, next up we have the Fleur de Lis. We've got this in probably not the most popular colorway. I believe this is like the dark green teal colorway. It's not the most popular, but at the same time it's still a nice piece. This was a steal because it is dead stock with its tag still attached. At a point in time there was like a highest bid of like 150 or so pounds on StockX. But I haven't checked in quite a while. I'm probably just going to keep it like this for another amount of time because it is a cool piece, unless I can trade and get a different colorway. But yeah, there is that. Obviously also I got this off my brother because I traded him the black colorway that I picked up. So that's how I was able to get this White Castle tee from him. Right, so now I'm going to get three pieces out of the way because we're starting to go on to the more expensive end of my collection. The first piece is going to be this button-up shirt which I picked up of Depop. I believe the person said it was either from 2015 or 2013, and I wore this to my graduation. I was just a fan of it being this sort of blue-grey sort of colour, and all over there are just speckles of colour throughout the piece. If my camera will pick it up, and if you can see, there are just some colours going throughout it, and I was just a fan of it. And yeah, I never wear button-up shirts, so the fact that I found this for a fair price, I was just happy with. Following that, we have one of the first pieces that I got from an online drop, or the first online drop cop that I've got. I have worn it once or twice, I believe, and it is obviously still in pristine condition, which it is this is the, and then you can probably guess what the last one says, shirt or tee. Yeah, there's not much to say about it. There isn't really a lot. It was one of my first cops, and I was just happy that I picked it up. I don't know whether it sold out quick or not because I wasn't so on the ball with Supreme at that point in time, but yeah, here it is. And for the last piece we have the Christmas tee from 2017. I was going to say 2018, but 2018's come and gone like that. So this piece is going to be 2 years old now, which is insane. But yeah, I didn't know what it was at first when I went to cop it. I thought they were candy canes. They were not candy canes. And yeah, I believe it is Kama Sutra instead. So that was a nice surprise to learn about. Okay, starting to get into the higher end. I said that quite odd or quite peculiar. So firstly, we've got the Superman crewneck from 2001. Obviously, I picked this up a couple of months ago for a decent price and then got like a partial refund as well, just because of the fact that it still has some sort of stain or bleach or something throughout it, which is unfortunate, but it happens. the photos didn't match up to what I was sent, and yeah, fortunately I was able to get a partial refund on it, and I still have it, and I think it's just such a sick piece. On the other side, we have from, I believe, fall winter 17 as well, maybe spring summer 17, we have the I Pledge Allegiance to. Yeah, I don't really know about this piece, to be honest. When I saw it, I just thought it looked quite cool. I've worn it probably about 40 times now, and I just thought it was just a cool little piece to pick up. And yeah, colorways match with, like, obviously grey to grey, and breads also match with it, or bread Yeezys match with it for the colorways, and I can wear these shorts as well and somehow get away with that, or just about get away with that. But yeah, it's extremely comfortable. I'm a massive fan of it, and yeah, it's just a great winter piece. Okay, let's step things up a little bit. We have two hoodies now, one being from, I believe this is fall winter 12 or spring summer 12, which is my floral hoodie. I am just a huge fan of this piece, and yeah, it's extremely comfortable. It's very light as well. It's not like a heavy hoodie, and yeah, it's just soft as well, and that's what I like about some of the hoodies that Supreme used to release. In comparison, we have quite a hefty hoodie, being the GT hooded sweatshirt, which says Supreme Team down the sleeve. I picked this up for winter 17 as well. I haven't really worn it a lot since. My brother's probably worn it more than I have. But yeah, I really like the colorways to it, and I think it is just a really sick hoodie. Okay, so yet again, let's step things up with the obvious, being the forest green box logo from fall winter 18. One of my best live cops to date. I probably will never top this live cop or copying this piece in general. Yeah, there's not a ton to say. I'm just a huge fan of it, and I don't know, I was just so happy that I was able to pick it up. I obviously have the matching beanie. I was going to have the beanies in this, but this is more of like clothing, so yeah, that is why we've gone through this as clothing. But yeah, here it is. Obviously it's very like just standard pretty much to see. And yeah, I've worn it about 5 times now. It matches the pine green shoes as well, so if I ever go to a Supreme drop, I might be rocking this and the pine greens as well. But yeah, there's not a lot to say. Next up, also from fall winter 18, is the Motion Varsity. Yeah, I'm just a massive fan of the Motion pieces. I wanted to get the Motion tee in black, however that is one of the older tees that they've released, and it's a bit difficult to pick up in a decent condition for a fair price. But yeah, Motion Varsity black. I don't know how its price is doing, but to be honest, it's just amazing, and I will keep it in my collection because I'm just such a fan of this piece. At first its price did go up, I believe, but now I think it's just basically at retail, which doesn't really bother me because I just like it in general, and yeah, it's just such a clean piece. Next up, we are on to fall winter 17 with the ice blue box logo. I flopped completely at getting one for retail, so I had to pay resale for one, or I had to pay, you know, just the normal price for one afterwards. To be honest, if I'd kept it dead stock for the price that I paid, I probably could have made like £200 or £300 profit by this point in time. I really like it. The colorway is so clean, and yeah, I did actually get a bigger size than I thought. I actually got extra large, but I thought at the time that I got large, but I didn't. So yeah, that's that pretty much. I almost forgot about this, but the killer long sleeve, one of my favorite pieces at this current point in time. I've worn it like 40 or 50 times now since I got it. A lot of people complain that I wear it too much, but yeah, I really like it. It's comfortable, and I just love the graphic to it, and yeah, there's not much else to say. Okay, moving on to a set that I have. One of the people in the Discord, being Regan, really wants this off of me, but I will never let this go, and this is the Steep Tech full complete, you know, if I lift it up, the full complete, I'm making a botch of this, the full complete outfit pretty much of the Steep Tech. So we've obviously got the cap, which is still brand new with its tag. I have worn the jacket itself probably like 4 or 5 times now, and yeah, it's extremely comfortable. It does get quite hot if you wear it sort of inside or walking around places, but if you're outside walking, it is just comfortable and keeps you warm. And the bottoms as well, I have never worn either. They are still brand new with their tags on, and yeah, I'm making such a botch of this, but yeah, there they are, with their tags still on. So they are in the collection, and yeah, there's not a lot to say. It's just an amazing set to own, and personally I really love the red colorway, and yeah, this North Face sort of set is just amazing, to be honest. And to end off the video, we have the obvious final North Face piece in my collection, being the leopard nups. A recent pickup, or recent this year pickup, size XL, grey leopard nups. It used to belong to my brother. I've gone through the whole story, but it's only had like 4 owners overall. And yeah, one of them was my brother. Before that, it was one of his friends. And after that, it was a guy who he got the Rimowa suitcase from. And yeah, now it is back in the family with me. And there is not a lot to say about this piece, except for it is just insane. Like, genuinely, I never thought 2 or 3 years ago or 4 years ago or so that I'd ever own one of these, after seeing my brother own pretty much every colorway that they have. Yeah, he has had every colorway in this, and yeah, it is now in my collection, and it will stay in my collection. The only issue with it is that the hood was not folded away properly, so there is some marking on one of the letters, which is a shame, but I'm not bothered. It's in my collection and it is just insane. So that is going to cover the video. If you enjoyed, a like would be much appreciated. Other than that, let me know down below any piece in my collection that is like a grail to you, because I know a couple of my pieces, people have said are grail pieces, including this obviously is a grail piece. But yeah, there are quite a couple of pieces in my collection, as you can tell. I missed out on a pair of swimming trunks, but that is pretty much it that I haven't shown. I also have the Blessed bundle, but I'm not gonna get that out. And yeah, that is everything. So this will probably change by next year, to be honest. So my collection will probably change by next year. But this is it as of 2019 and before the full winter 19 season. But yeah, thank you for watching. All links, like I said, will be down below, being Discord, Instagram, whatever. And I'll see you all next time. Peace.